Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a term that sounds kind of complicated, but is actually super personal: investment value. Ready? Let's break it down together. So let's just kick things off with a pretty basic question. When you look at something, like a house, a car, maybe some stock, what is it really worth? I bet your first thought is to find some single official price tag, right? But the real answer, well, it's a lot more interesting than that. Because here's the thing, the answer is always personal. The value of something isn't some universal fact that's set in stone. Nope. It totally depends on who's asking the question and, more importantly, why they're asking. And that's the big idea we're going to unpack right now. So to really get a handle on this, let's go straight to the source. We're going to look at the official definition from the International Valuation Standards to see how the pros actually lay this out. And here it is. The value of an asset to the owner or a prospective owner given individual investment or operational objectives. Yeah, I know, that sounds pretty textbooky, but just think of this as the source code. Our job now is to translate it into something we can all actually use. All right, let's start breaking that definition down. The very first piece of the puzzle is this. Who are we even talking about? Who is this value for? The standard is super specific here. It points to two different people: the current owner, the person who already has the asset, and a prospective owner, someone who's thinking about buying it. Now, their situations are completely different, which means their calculation of its value is going to be different too. And this really gets to the heart of it. Investment value isn't the same as market price. It's not what 1,000 random people might pay. It's the specific value that's calculated from one person's unique point of view. It's always personal. Okay. So if the value is tied to a person, the next logical question is, why? What is it about that person that actually changes the number? Well, this is where objectives come into play. See this phrase right here? This is the engine of investment value. It's not just about who you are, it's about what you plan to do with the asset. These are your goals, your strategy, your whole master plan. So the logic kind of flows like this. You start with an asset. Let's say it's an office building. Then you apply your own specific objective to it. That objective acts like a filter or a lens, and what comes out on the other side is its unique investment value to you. So for example, someone whose main goal is to maximize rental income is going to value that building based on its potential cash flow. But a company that needs that exact space to expand its own business, they're going to value it based on how it solves their growth problem. It's the same building, but two totally different values, all because the goals are different. So we know value is personal, and we know it's driven by our goals. Now let's just tie it all together with a much, much simpler word. And what's really great is that the official standard itself, after all that technical jargon, actually gives us a much more intuitive way to think about all this. It boils everything we've been talking about down to one single powerful word. So after all that discussion about owners and objectives and valuations, this whole formal concept can also just be known simply as worth. That's it. Investment value is really just the official term for what an asset is personally worth to you based on your specific plans. See, it's not about the market price, it's about your price. And honestly, this insight is a total game changer in any negotiation. It means you know your true walkaway point, because you're not just chasing some random market number, you're trying to meet your own unique objective. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought. If true value is really determined by your personal goals, then take a look around. How would you value the important assets in your own life? Not by their market price, but by what they're truly worth to you and to your plans for the future. Something to think about.